And pomades are quite thick, just like that. So you have your powders, you have your pencils, and you have your pomades. Pomade I use if I'm going for a more intense look. Powders are good as well, but I tend to use powders if I'm doing very minimal makeup because then they come out more natural. As you can see for her, she does have eyebrows, but they're very light.
She's got nice eyebrows. Did you get them done?
Yeah, recently.
Nice.
Thank you.
So what I do is, as you can see, this is when the concealer that I've used to carve out the eyebrows come into place. Because now I can see the shape at the bottom, so I'm just going to follow that shape. And the same way I said, if you apply less, you can control it more. So I would just build from what I have. And you can see how I've gone 3/4 of the way, but I've left that space right there. That's because I don't want to apply the same amount of products that I apply towards the end than I do here, because I want it to sort of blend out rather than looking extremely harsh. So I didn't well, I'm just going to fill in the last bits of gaps before I move it in. So I didn't reapply, I'm just going to use anything that I have on the actual brush. And I'm going to now go into the front. And with this, you want to use a really light hand at the front. Little highlight brush. This is really small, and this is just perfect for getting brown underneath the brow bone. So I just quickly finish off by highlighting the brow bone. And then that would be the eye. And lastly, the most important thing to have in your kit is the disposable mascara ones, and you always want to have a disposable gloss one.
Can I just ask, are you going to do the other side? Are you going to?
No, that side's for you.
Oh, that's for me. Okay.
I will guide you through it.
Okay, great. Perfect. Okay.
So I'm just about to go in with some mascara. So you never want to double dip. You always just want to use what you have. If you feel like you need to double dip again, then just go in with a new one. So I'm just grabbing the foundation, the mascara right here, and I'm just sticking that in.
Are we done mascara?
Under your bottom lashes. I'm doing your eyelashes on top. Now this is just a preference, depending on like what sort of look you're going for. But I like to apply bottom lash mascara. And this just really brings out the eyes more. And then because I'm going to apply lashes, I want to apply some mascara on the top. Because you'll realise that when you're doing eyeshadow, some of the eyeshadow will fall onto the lashes and then it will look quite dusty.
Sure.
So you want to always apply mascara just before you apply lashes. I like to look on the side as opposed to going straight in front of her face, because I can see where the wand is going and I can see where the mascara is being applied. And that way I don't risk like poking my client. I am just going to get some lashes. So I always say that you want to get multi-packs because it's just easier to always have a pack of these for emergencies in your kit. And luckily with these ones they're not very long, so I never have to adjust them. But if you ever have a client, what I do is I will measure the eye. I'll actually measure the eyelash onto her eye and see if it fits correctly. And if I feel like I need to trim it, never trim it from this side, because that goes into the inner corner. You always want to trim it from the outside.
Okay.
So I just measure that eye right there and I see that it fits perfectly, so I'm going to just apply some glue. And when you're first beginning, you can use these little tweezers that are for lashes if you really want to. It's quite easy, but I've already learned how to apply it with my fingers, so I just use my fingers. It's more of just preference. You'll realize that when you start getting into makeup and working, you'll know what works for you best. I'm just applying that here. I'm just going to quickly use the end of that mascara one to apply it onto the actual eye. And you never want to overdo it with the glue as well, because you'll realise that if you overdo it, you'll have quite a thick band, and you don't want a thick band, you want quite a thin band. So I just wait for that to get tacky. It's usually about 30 seconds that you wait.
That's a fan.
I'm just going to use the fan because it's so fast.
Sleep. Tired.
No. Almost done.
It's like wedding makeup, isn't it?
I don't know, I can't see. I'll see. Probably.
I make it look really easy, but it took me a long time to learn how to apply lashes.
I don't even know how to do it.
And then I press down just so the lashes from the mascara can stick onto the natural lashes. And then I'm going to go in with another mascara one. And then just blend those lashes with the actual band. So I usually grab my finger and I just blend like this. Now I'm going to go in for lips.